guys, welcome back, and gals, welcome back to Bad ASMR. I'm Tyler, and today I'm going to be cutting things with scissors that should not be cut. And I'll probably cut some things that can be cut just for the satisfaction of that as well. But yeah, I was kind of juggling between a few ideas, and I thought that would be a fun way to kick off this little session here. And yeah, so before we get into that, though, I really want to open this bottle of kombucha because I think it might sound cool. So yeah, let's start with that. I'm gonna try to not show the label, but I think I just gave it away. Doesn't matter. I think we're just gonna let the air escape there for a second. In case anyone is curious, this is Mystic Mango. I'll tell you what, that is a lot of carbonation. Okay, so I'm just going to take a sip of that and then we can get into this. I'm going to whip out the trusty brush first before we get into the scissoring. Where's that little camera? So here we have the scissors. I am not going to cut my mic because I really like my mic. surprise there, I cannot cut the rock. This I'm not going to try to cut because it's really cool. This is a calcified clam I got from that same guy, Eric, at the flea market. It's really pretty. I'm not going to cut this. I know I said this was going to be a mostly cutting session, but I'm just going to brush this guy because he gets dusty. Brushing my little clam here. Gotta brush the clam, keep the dust off him. Sorry if there's a background noise. They're doing construction outside or they're cutting down some trees. And I really wanted to get this session in now. That's enough for the clam. Down you go, Mr. Clam. Next I've got this wooden spoon. This is one of my favorite spoons to cook with. It was from a wedding of Jules and Mike. They got married at Disneyland. I'm not going to judge anyone who gets married at Disneyland. They were married 8/21/21, so, I wish them the best. I actually don't know if they are still together, but this is the gift they gave people for their wedding. Great spoon. Jules and Mike, I hope you're doing well. I could not cut the spoon. So next we have this little, half of a mortar and pestle. I'm not sure if this is the mortar or the pestle. It's actually a great question, but it's really cute. It says spices. It says epices. I don't know if that's not French, maybe Italian. I don't know if any of you speak Italian. Please let me know. Oh. I made a funny noise. Give this guy a little dusting here as well. Sorry. That's awful. Deciding what to cut next. I have this recorder here. because I think that would be the least pleasant ASMR I could possibly do right now. But I will try to cut it. Maybe this is like vengeance from my 3rd grade music teacher. She was unpleasant. I recognize it was not the recorder's fault, though, for my traumatic middle school experience with recorders, so I'm actually not going to do this. It's a perfectly fine instrument. I have here one of my notebooks. I used to journal and write various poems and lyrics and that sort of thing. Some of that classic writing on the I just wrote, "Hi, I love this brush." And then I wrote, "Hi, I love you," even though I don't know you. I recognize again that I'm not exclusively cutting in this episode, but I don't know, this is an episode, a session in this ASMR attempt. But we're just gonna go with it. So next, I'm gonna try to cut my maraca. It actually has bite marks on it because I've tried to bite it in the past. I have bit it in the past, actually. Just making a note to myself there. No good on that maraca either. I just can't seem to cut anything. Who would have thought? Maybe this marker. Ow, I actually might be able to get that part. Come on. That little, like, nubby part on the part that you put on your shirt when you wear your marker on your shirt. But I can't get that either. I recognize that this might look kind of deranged, but I'm just gonna not think about that. I'm just gonna keep trying to cut stuff. Ooh, this pen has that rubbery part. I'm gonna try to cut that rubbery part right here on this pen. I also have here this candle that my mom got for me for Christmas one year. It has my birthday on it. Ooh. And my sign, I am a Virgo. Yeah, and it's got a bunch of other information in case anyone's interested. And I'll try to cut this as well. Into the candle we go. Into the candle. We're going into the candle now. So at this point, we've been cutting a lot of things that can't be cut, and I will return to that in a moment. But I think maybe for a nice little treat, we're gonna cut a piece of paper. I'm gonna cut a sticky note, but not this one because I have important information on that sticky note. I love sticky notes. Are you ready? Wow, that was great. I brought this lint roller over too. I was gonna try to cut this, but it's occurring to me that I don't know if I'm really gonna be able to. I am not gonna rip any more of this lint roller because that's kind of wasteful. But that was pretty nice. What I can't cut though is the handle of the lint roller. I'm just gonna brush the lint off the lint roller here so I can reuse it. apologize for some of the ambient noise. You might be hearing the filter of a fish tank back there. There's a sweet little betta fish that needs her air, so I gotta keep that running. Her name is Tortilla. She's a sweet little baby. Maybe one day she'll be featured in one of these videos. Hitting myself with this. In the meantime, though, I've got this drumstick. We're gonna try to cut this drumstick. Maybe we'll get through this time. Neil Peart would be so upset at me right now. Please do not hate me, Neil Peart, and any other drummers. It's occurred to me that I can actually use the drumstick to hit things. So I've got here also a pretty special thing. I think that will sound pretty cool. This will not involve cutting because I do not want to cut this either, much like that shell. It's an old camera. Let's see if I can get the... It's got one of those wind-up cranks I think you used to crank the film. We've never actually used this, but it's pretty cool, and it actually makes a really cool noise if you hit this button. Alright, get ready, ready? I'm sure this is like a metaphor for something. And I think the actually second to last thing I'm going to cut is my humongous water bottle here. You can never be too hydrated. That leaves me with the final two things to cut. We have some wrapping paper here. Now I recognize this is something that is supposed to be cut, but I think that we've tried to cut enough things that cannot be cut, and we deserve a little treat. And then the very last thing I have to cut here is my AAA card. Yeah, it's expired, so I'm going to cut that in half as well. If I can cut it in half. I'm pretty sure you can cut this in half, though, so yeah, this one will be nice. Honestly, did not make a nice sound. That was a little bit anticlimactic, but there you go. I think that is going to conclude my cutting things that cannot be cut ASMR session. Thank you all for watching. I have a bunch of other great ideas in store for the coming weeks, so stay tuned for some more interesting kind of ASMR things, and I hope you like it. Please let me know if there's anything you'd like to see or you'd like to see differently. I'm open to comments and suggestions, and thank you so much for watching,